Hey Woodturners, Captain Eddie here in the shop. Got a few tips today. No big project, just a couple of things that rookie turners should be aware of, and you'll learn them by accident, so let me eliminate some of the accidents. I'm going to change some jaws. I have a project where I'm going to go from my number 2s to my spigot jaws. And this has happened 2 or 3 times today because I've got everything else tied up right now. And I have something I need to get out for an auction. So, I'm going to take my Black & Decker screw stick to change jaws. The manufacturers recommend against using electric screwdrivers, but the torque on this is fairly light, and if you hold it properly, it works perfectly to take the screws out. It doesn't have a lot of torque, and coming out, you're okay. Going back in, I'll show you a little bit more. But we're going to remove the screws from all the jaws, and if you don't gook them up a lot, or strip them out, you're perfectly okay. Now, if you strip out a screw, contact the manufacturer and order new sets. Because worst thing you can do is put one in that's stripped out and you can't change it the day you need it. And then you'll still have to order another set, but you won't be able to turn for a week or so while you wait for the parts to come in. So, once the head starts to go, it's going. Now, I've taken all the screws out. That's fairly clean right now. But let's not take an air chuck and blow this off. Why? Because what comes off is probably going to go inside, and then we're going to have a worse problem. So let's brush it off. Your mama told you your toothbrush is your best friend. Well, they wear out, don't they? Okay, that was a rhetorical question. They do wear out. If you didn't know that, go buy a new toothbrush. Okay, now, brush off the lands where the jaws sit. That's these little spots on the dogs where the jaws sit. Clean those out and clean out the safety slots. That's those 2 grooves. One long, one short. Almost every manufacturer's got some type of safety in there. Now, before I put the new ones on, and these are my spigot jaws, take a look at the goop and trash that's around these lands. Now, this is going to make it stand proud when I put it over here. So, again, the toothbrush, your best friend. You don't need a wire brush or a bronze brush or anything else. Just a toothbrush will get it. You dust them off a little bit. Then you put them in the right spot. Don't forget your safety goes on first, so you put it in the right one. And if you're using a one-way and you didn't read the book, what man really reads the book? The safeties, the short one keeps the jaws from coming beyond the body. The long one lets it go to its maximum range. Don't remove the safety. That's one of those hero moves that you don't want to get into. You need a little bit more, you need a little more jaw. You don't need to remove the safeties. Get them back in, and again with your electric screw stick. Now this is old. When I was a project superintendent, every time we had hardware to put on, I bought a brand new one with a new battery and gave it to the carpenter installing the hardware. Because they didn't want them using a big butt screw gun to run in hardware. They stripped parts out. It isn't their stuff, remember? Okay. So I like these. I got a box full of them. Batteries crap out, but they're all right. When you go in, let it spin when it sets. Did you see that? That's a nifty trick. It's going to become an Olympic sport soon, so I won't show it up too much. Watch. Let it spin on you. Right? Because if you're crossing, it'll lock up early and you'll know it. But what's it take? You get a half a turn and then go down. Now, I normally just run them in. I don't snug them up too much. If I use it for a couple of weeks and I change it, I'll check and make sure they're tight. So, that's on changing chucks. I got a couple of more ideas. One of them's going to kick me off another Christmas card list. I didn't need that card anyway. Wait a minute, I'll show you. You're going to wait, right? Okay. Last week I was browsing through a catalog of wood turning tools, gadgets, scavenge, and all that stuff, and ran across something that said, look, brand new. It's this thing that fits on a tool post with a wing nut to help you set your tool post at the right height and it don't. All right. You got a lot of money? Send it to me, because I want to save you this. All right. You need a little help doing this, and a lot of new turners, don't be offended by that, I didn't call you anything else, but new turner, have a problem with getting the height right every time they go back and forth to changing tools. All right. I had that too. And I had some notches in my tool post on one of my lathes, and I thought that was a nifty idea, until the notches turned out to be in the wrong elevations when I got better. So I don't do that anymore. In fact, I really just give it a wild ass guess and try to make it work. If you know how to use your tools, you can do that. But while you're learning to use your tools, do this. This is my perfect elevation for my scraper to go across. Okay? Perfect elevation. It gives me just below center. I'm not going to rub the bevel and all that. Well, now what do I do? You see this? They're $29.95 in a fall catalog. That's right. Nifty, huh? It goes right there. It is a piece of wood. Yes, and I drilled a hole the same size as my tool post. Then I took my bandsaw and I made it a U. Can we say U? Like you. A U, okay? Now it goes right there. So when I move my post from side to end, to side to end, it doesn't go up and down. All right, I know what you're thinking. But what if I want it to go up or go down? Well, here's the news. When God made this piece, He made another one. And He made it a little bit thinner. Well, He made the wood, you made it thinner. So now, if I got to go down for a different tool, like my roughing gouge when I'm roughing in a big block or whatever, I've got this one. Now here's another exciting fact. You can take these pieces that look like a U, U, and you can write on them bowl, scrape, or if you hi-fi, number 1, and write on the wall what number 1 works for. Number 7, ha! Got you. You thought it was number 2, huh? Alright, and then you write what it is for. And that guy just took me off his Christmas card list. You just saved some money, and for your beginning turners, you just got a little help on setting your tool rest height. And if you think I'm done, you're wrong. Again, don't move. Or as I tell my lathe dog, stay. Okay, told you I had at least one more. Gotta watch the clock on this. You do know, if you watched the earlier ones, that I use a top and bow bandsaw a lot. It's a good, easy working platform right near the drill press and the lathe and the assembly table, and it's the right height, because I do have a bad back. I think it's from carrying too much, never mind. I got a bad back, so I like to work up high. This is 1/4 inch MDF. I have to change it every once in a while. I get a little too much glue on it and bumps, and it just gets cruddy. So it has to go away. Now I get 2 uses out of it. I'll flip it over one time, and I get another use out of it by just pushing it in, and then I just put a piece of tape over the slide. Now it's time to really change it out. So what do we do this time? This time we do something else with it. Compass, we have the piece, and we start laying out some circles on it. No, we're not going to do some 1960s psychedelic art. I think I overdosed on that. Alright. That's about 3. add about a 1/4 inch, then I'll do another one, then I'll add about a 1/4 inch, and I'll do another one, wherever it fits. Just check it. All right. Now, here's the goal. The goal is to end up with a whole bunch of circles, about a 1/4 inch larger, one larger than the other one, all the way up. All the way up to what? I have them up to 17 inches up there. Yeah. What for? Well, I'm going to have to move stuff in order to show you. So again, don't move. Ooh, I just love it when you snuggle up over my shoulder. Next time, shave. Do something about the cigar breath. Okay, this is a beautiful piece of 1,000-year-old cypress that I kind of cherish. And it's a drop, and I don't throw drops away at stuff like this. And I want to get the biggest circle I can out of it. So I went over to my stack and I found that a 4 would get it just about right. So that gives me my 4. I'm not gooking around with compasses and center marks and all that stuff. I've got my reference when I put it on the lathe, and I've got the line I want to cut out, and that's going to get me close enough because I'm going to spin this thing and make it true, right? Now you followed all that. Now did you follow this? That's 4 inch. That's the diameter that this one works out to be. This is 3/8. That's the size of the blade that I cut it with. Why? Because if this said 1/4 and 4 inch, I would know I would have to change that to a 1/4 in order to get that cut nice and uniform. That's almost cheating. This is a wooden slide I built years ago. I saw the article, I think in Wood or one of the other magazines, and it's a sled, and it's got a little slide in it, and a pin, and an Allen set screw, and a spider. And this slides in the trough on your lathe, on your bandsaw bed. Now, you don't have to have that Rockwell conversion thing. Your bed's got a slot in it for the teeth, for the sliding square. But this is really handy. You set it to the depth. There's a whole thing in it. You can find the drawings on it. You'll do really good. I got some kind of a sketch, and I can throw it in the tips pack if you ask for it. But this is cool, and it helps you get the circles roughed out. And remember, these are roughed in circles. And if I had log material around the shop this week, which I don't, I'd show you how to rough in the log. But I think I did that one time before. Just look for it. And if I can figure out which video is on, I'll put the number right here. But if you don't see your numbers, because I didn't figure it out. Okay? Now, that's roughing in these circles, and that's tips for today. I hope they all helped you out and saved you a little time, a little money. Let's talk about money. I still have the Black Hawk Complete Sharpening Rake for $75 shipped to the continental United States. Yeah, and I know I beat the catalog by at least $50 shipped to you, ready to go. Everything you'll need to have the tools sharpened the right way, the same way, every time. And I've also got the round cutters, square cutters, diamond cutters, triangular cutters, and the bars and the round bars, and the AccuSets and the templates and all that stuff. I still have it all in stock, guys. That's how I pay for this little habit. But mostly I'm making nickels on a dollar because I want to help save you some money. It's the things I do. Now, if that helped you out today, I'm going to go back to making shavings for a little bit of time, because Dancing with the Stars is coming on, and I got to go check out the costumes, or lack thereof. You don't know what I'm talking about. You've been in the shop way too long. I'm Captain Eddie Castlin. Take care. See you next time.